The phone kept ringing. Ryan stared at it from across the room, the sound echoing through his apartment like a quiet reminder he didn't want to face. The screen lit up again, Mom. He exhaled slowly, running a hand through his hair as if the name itself carried weight. Not now, he muttered, even though there was no one there to hear him. The call ended. Silence filled the room again. This had become normal. Too normal. Every few days, she would call. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes late at night, as if she didn't quite understand his schedule anymore. Or maybe she just missed him enough to not care. Ryan picked up his phone, stared at the missed call for a moment, and then locked the screen. "I'll call her later," he said, placing the phone face down. But deep inside, he already knew. Later rarely came. And slowly, without realizing it, he had trained himself to ignore the one voice that once meant everything. Ryan's life looked perfect from the outside. A high-paying corporate job, a modern apartment in the heart of the city, expensive furniture, sleek designs, everything exactly the way he had dreamed when he was younger. But dreams don't show what they cost you. His days started early and ended late. Meetings, deadlines, endless pressure to perform. The city moved fast, and if you slowed down even a little, it left you behind. At first, he used to call his mother every night. No matter how tired he was, he'd sit on his bed and talk to her. She would ask simple questions. Did you eat? Are you sleeping well? Are you taking care of yourself? Back then, he used to smile. Now, those same questions felt repetitive. I'm busy, Mom, he would say quickly. I'll talk later. And each time he said it, the calls became shorter. Until one day, they almost stopped from his side completely. One evening, after a long day at work, Ryan collapsed onto his couch. His phone buzzed again. Mom. He picked it up this time, but didn't answer. Instead, he just stared at the screen, watching it ring. There was a time when that name would make him smile instantly, when he would rush to answer, no matter where he was. Now, it felt like an interruption. The call ended. He leaned back and closed his eyes, but something felt off. He picked up his phone again and scrolled through old photos. There she was, smiling, holding his hand on his first day of school, standing proudly beside him at his graduation, laughing in the kitchen while cooking his favorite meal. For a moment, he felt something tighten in his chest. He quickly locked the phone again. Why am I overthinking this? He whispered. But the truth was, he wasn't overthinking. He was remembering. And memories have a way of reminding you of what you're losing before it's gone. The next morning, his alarm rang at 6 a.m. Half asleep, he reached for his phone and saw a notification. 3 missed calls, Mom. His heart skipped for a second. Why would she call this early? He murmured. For a brief moment, he thought about calling back. But then reality stepped in. A meeting at 8, deadlines to meet, emails waiting. I'll call her tonight, he said again. He got ready quickly, rushed out the door, and let the day swallow him whole. By the time night came, he was too tired to even think. And just like that, another chance slipped away. Days turned into weeks. Ryan didn't notice at first, but something had changed. The calls stopped. No more Mom flashing on his screen. No more missed calls. No more messages asking if he had eaten. At first, he felt relieved. No distractions, he told himself. But after a few days, that relief turned into something else. Silence. A strange, uncomfortable silence. One night, while lying in bed, he stared at his phone again. No calls. He checked again. Nothing. For the first time in years. His mother hadn't reached out. And suddenly, that silence felt louder than any ringing ever had. The next morning, something inside him finally pushed him to act. He dialed her number. The phone rang. Once. Twice. 3 times. No answer. He frowned. That's strange. He tried again. Still nothing. A small wave of uneasiness spread through his chest. She's probably busy, he said, trying to calm himself. But deep down, he knew something wasn't right. Because no matter what, she always answered his calls. Always. A few hours later, his phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated for a moment before answering. Hello. There was a pause. Then a voice spoke, soft, hesitant. Ryan, this is your neighbor. His grip tightened on the phone. I'm sorry to tell you this, but your mother. The words that followed didn't feel real. They didn't register at first. She passed away this morning. Everything went silent. The world didn't move. Ryan didn't speak. He couldn't. Because in that moment, time didn't just stop. It broke. The journey back home felt endless. Every second on that road was filled with regret. He stared out the window, his mind replaying every missed call, every ignored moment, every "I'll call later" that never happened. "I should have answered," he whispered again and again. But regrets don't change reality. They just make it harder to accept. He realized something then. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. And love doesn't come with unlimited chances. When he entered the house, everything felt the same, and yet completely different. The smell of her cooking still lingered faintly. The furniture was untouched. Her favorite chair was still by the window, but she wasn't there. He walked slowly into her room. Her phone was on the table. He picked it up, his hands trembling. And then he saw it. Dozens of missed calls. All to him. His name, over and over again. The last call, just a few hours before she passed. Tears fell silently. She had been reaching out. Until the very end. Ryan sat on the floor, holding her phone tightly. For the first time in years. His schedule was empty. No meetings. No deadlines. No excuses. But the one person he should have given time to was gone. Forever. Sometimes, we think we have all the time in the world. Another call. Another day. Another chance. But life doesn't always work that way. Because one day, the phone stops ringing. And when it does,